I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, it smelled like straight horse booty.
Brother, you're saying so what you just told me, you can't disrespect God. Okay, get it, and I agree. But you can disrespect an entire group of people, and your solution to that is that the entire group of people should just not be offended.
That's not how that works.
This is the creator of the universe.
Oh my God!
Off.
Get the fuck
off. Off.
Shame.
Off, bro.
This is a sick Negro.
Yeah, you know what? That's a moment where you just got.
See, and that's why. That's why, bro. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's why I have an issue.
That's why I just move with action.
Yep.
I don't have time.
Look at preach at the wall.
Like that's spooky as shit.
That is. That doesn't make any sense.
That's spooky as shit, man. Crazy to me.
Gotta sit with the point and not try to argue just to argue. Everyone's seen a lot of
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just gotta be like, damn, I'm gonna concede not because they're right, but because there's nothing happening up there.
No.
I'm debating a husk.
But what, like I said, and I think that's the biggest issue with Sneeko just in general. Like he has no
identity.
He not just that. He's never learned how to articulate his thoughts into what he's trying to convey. He has no thoughts.
It's all a parrot of whatever
he hears online.
Yes.
He's trying to put deeper meaning behind it, and there is none.
There's deeper meaning in things that have no deeper meaning,
retarded,
and then for the things that actually have deeper meaning, they're surface level for him.
There's
for things that are surface level, it's like this awe-inspiring.
Yeah, we can't break it down because it's like, bro.
But then for like something that has so much weight, so much history, so much everything, context, like just living,
they've created movies,
real
shows,
examples of why it's not just a word.
Museums,
and then to you, it's just, oh yeah, we shouldn't give it power. What a dickhead, bro.
The clips from academics and you and your debate. First off, there's been a lot of feedback, a lot of people reacting to it, a lot of people.
So this is him live.
This is live with them, yeah. So they watched the video.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
Between him and academics, and then they called him, but I guess they didn't like.
Ain't this the second time ABBA? Well, I know over the pandemic, ABBA did like multiple
with just Sneeko, but it was never. Preach was never there
because I know Preach don't want to deal with that motherfucker. You could tell he's holding on right now.
You what?
Preach is holding on.
Preach is like.
Look at his eyes.
I gotta talk to this
He's
child.
Trying so hard not to check out.
I gotta talk to this child.
Nah, man, this guy's lost.
Basically proclaiming Ack as having a really great moment. What do you think that people missed when it came to that debate? And then I will get into it afterwards.
Yeah, it was miscaptioned. I didn't say words don't have meaning. I said slurs change, and that word has changed its meaning. And so it only has
that's what you said.
Slurs like that only have the power that you give it.
Well, no, now that you have time to digest the fucking that comes out your gullet.
No, that's what he said.
Then you can form a fragile
foundation
just to expand your bullshit and your goalpost shifting.
We'll call him out every time he does a goalpost shift, guys.
That's bullshit, bro. Like he concedes to nothing ever in any debate. He's never,
even if he's wrong.
Right. It's like, oh, I just discovered this and it's the right thing.
Just like
you what?
That's tough, bro. No context. Everything's always out of context, bro.
And so we shouldn't give energy to clear rage baiters the same way Muslims we shouldn't give energy to people like Jake Lang. If you're a paid agitator, don't give them what they want. Rage baiters are only rage baiters if you get enraged. So it's better to ignore them.
Yeah. So just a couple of things, right? They gave the example. I think he did touch on something that was very real because he spoke about the fact that you thought it was amusing in some points, what some of the aspects were he was doing, but you kind of said you condemn it, but that you did find some aspects amusing. And then he pointed out to some of the examples in regards to, making a mockery of God in some contexts or going to a mosque and then antagonizing people there. And then you said you didn't feel like it was funny. And then you also mentioned the fact that comparing God to a person doesn't make any sense. But I think his point to me, go ahead.
But also I do think it could be funny. Like I've been heckled while praying. When we were in Times Square doing the Ramadan prayer, people came up and were yelling like Christ is king. And when people come up and put bacon on themselves.
See, this is the thing though. It's you.
Right. False equivalent.
It's you.
Right.
You're projecting how you would react to everybody else, and that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's crazy. If
that's you. That's you.
But that's what I'm saying. Why? Why do we have to explain that to someone like that?
Because he's not there.
Right.
He's not intellectually there.
Saying, but now you're gonna get triggered.
It's
or
okay.
Anybody else? No. But here's the thing.
But that's why we're doing this.
No. I understand. But it's just like, oh, you know, like, why? Why even someone who can't even comprehend that the world outside of themselves.
Yeah, he's solipsistic. So what I'm saying is this:
everything is a novel experience when he discovers
it.
Right. It just happened the moment it crosses his brain. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's probably a motherfucker without a head voice.
And I think that's the thing. He doesn't think about it. He just says, "This is how I would react, so that's how the world should react." And it's like, that's not how the world, bro. That's not how the world works. How the world works. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. That's not how the world works.
Billions of people thought different from you for millions of years. For hundreds and thousands of years.
And you come out of nowhere
before you were born. And then for some reason you have the answers on how
1 BC to 3000 BC, and then we started all over again with 1 AD.
And all of a sudden now you know. Now you know how to react. This is how you should react. I don't know, bro. This is just sub-level just logic. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like this should just be innate.
No, unfortunately it's
that's what happens when y'all niggas don't read. These audiobooks. You got niggas talking in your head, bro. What the fuck? Look at some words. Learn some spells. God dang, bro. That's crazy,
Go ahead,
man.
bro. Go ahead.
And try to antagonize Muslims. I think that's funny. It's supposed to be provocative and it's rage bait. Well, when guys like that come outside of Mom Donnie's office here in New York trying to sacrifice a pig, I think that's funny. I just was watching Tommy Robinson's protest, and some guy came on stage playing a violin, and he put 2 strips of bacon on him specifically to disrespect Muslims. I think that's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny because it's dumb. Doesn't mean I am encouraging it. You could find things funny or amusing, doesn't mean that you're condoning it.
Sure. Taking yourself out of it, do you feel like most Muslims would find that very insulting? Because, like, I remember you at the time when he gave the mosque example, you didn't find it funny, right? So, and my experience is most Muslims would not find that funny or amusing and find it incredibly disrespectful. And I know you brought up the whole Jake Lang thing, but like I told you, I'm pretty confident he has been attacked a few times already. He's had his Quran snatched when he tried to burn it before. So people have definitely gone after him for his behavior. Clearly, they didn't just say it's just words or just symbols. They took it to heart and they felt disrespected by his actions.
But we should ignore these people. We shouldn't give them what they want, because what he wants to do is say, look, I don't have free speech in America. I'm a white Christian, even though he's a Jewish Zionist and he's LARPing as a white supremacist. If he's looking for a reaction to then go blame Muslims and say that there's no free speech, you can't give him what he wants. So it can be offensive, but the best course of action is to ignore these people.
I don't disagree that ideally if somebody's doing something nonviolent, that you respond with violence. But I also think there's not a place on this planet where that is a universal standard.
We shouldn't give power away to other people, especially if those people are against us.
Again, you see, that's what I'm talking about. What Abba is saying is correct. He's literally saying you can't map on how you think onto the entire world, because not everybody is like that.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Some people get rage baited. Some people get upset. Some people still get triggered by the other people. Even get offended for other people.
Right, by the R word.
Yeah,
or,
everything. Like,
you know
certain things you even say will offend them. So,
even existing.
Yeah, it's like nobody in this world is 100% on the same page. Like, we have a universal thought of stop at a stop sign, but you're always gonna have that one dickhead that's like, fuck the rules, I'm gonna just drive through it. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, for you to come out and say, oh, everybody needs to be this
way, everyone needs to respond the way I
because
respond.
I respond, and it's like you're being solipsistic. It's like nobody thinks like that. I can be like, yeah, I get it. This is something that doesn't faze me, but that's not that.
But I'm not gonna hold the next person to that standard.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Like, that's crazy, because like I said, everyone makes a choice. You know what I'm saying? You made the choice to use the word, and they made a choice to beat your ass.
Yeah.
The end.
We're not condoning
equal exchange.
We're not saying yes, that's what they should do, but that's just the reaction that occurs with them. You get what I'm saying?
Exchange. You know what I'm saying? You levied a word that had power behind it. So the energy,
a lot of power.
You know what I'm saying? What happened? When you say a lie and you can't prove it, the universe is going to correct it.
Yeah.
You what? Law of equal exchange.
Exactly.
The words you use carry
science.
Energy. They carry energy. So when you levy a word at somebody, you better hope it has the correct frequency, the correct energy.
Agreed.
Or the universe is going to send it right back.
Yeah.
Wah-bam. Wah-bam. You know what I'm saying? And send it back twofold. Because not only did you shoot yourself, Now you're facing attempted murder.
Attempted murder. Yep.
Dickhead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
Weird, bro.
can't, bro.
You can't have
shouldn't
people
give power
with
to-
emotional. You shouldn't let people have emotional control over you that way.
Sure.
Taking away your
But
power.
even that, okay, let me ask you, if you're traveling with your mom or your kid and someone goes up to them and starts calling them all kinds of crazy names, are you not going to get emotional? Yes, you will.
Yeah, don't worry, Mom. Fuck him. The words don't mean shit.
Two-piece combo. What you
The
talking
words don't
about?
mean- he called you a chimp, but don't worry, Mom. It doesn't mean nothing. What? That's crazy.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's
Two-piece combo,
crazy.
bro. Two-piece combo.
That's crazy. No. I hate you, nigga. Let's die.
Die.
Exactly.
Like that
What?
guy said.
What? That's real. What? You body me, you can keep the money.
I bother you, you keep it. I hate you, nigga. Let's die.
Everyone would.
Right, but the point, you try to diffuse the situation and not drag your family into something they should be dragged into.
Sure.
You're going to try to diffuse the situation, but my point, you have the one thing we have ultimate control over is your emotion and how you feel. Is that disrespectful? Am I going to get upset? Yeah, it's your responsibility to not allow somebody to try to rage bait you. Am I going to try to diffuse it? Yes. Am I going to go out and encourage violence and put money on his head? I think that's a waste of energy.
I think I agree with the point that you shouldn't try to give, but the reality is that we do.
Yep.
The reality that we do.
Yep.
And because that's a reality, you can't say these words don't have meaning.